If you find some completely idiot cockroaches that are giant and running, wreaking havoc everywhere, communicating with the cockroaches and saying, "You all understand me. I am your overlord." Make a deception check. Add plus 17 to that.
Right.
Make it floor 10. All of a sudden, you're Lord of the Cockroaches.
Hello, friends. Robert Bevan here, author of the Caverns Creatures series of comedy, fantasy novels, and short stories. With me is Sam West, and today we are continuing our Bard series. This time with the Eloquence Bard, and it appears that Sam is frozen. Will he become unfrozen? There he is.
Oh, well, I heard you the whole time, so
Oh, good.
everything is working as intended.
Eloquent.
Yeah, this is a great one. It was printed in Mythic Odyssey of Theros first. Then they immediately reprinted it into Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. And I like this a lot as just like a bog standard, sharp-tongued, witty bard. I think it does the job well. I think it's easy to understand. I'm a fan of this thing.
It's easy to understand. I've never played one. I'm looking through it right now, and I don't know. Impressed me.
Okay, so we start with Silvertongue. Starting at 3rd level, you are a master at saying the...
I'm just getting less eloquent now. All right,
Well,
let's try again. Sorry. Let's just start with Silvertongue again.
Sure. Okay, so we start with Silvertongue. Starting at 3rd level, you are a master at saying the right thing at the right time. When you make a charisma persuasion check or a charisma deception check, you can treat a d20 roll of 9 or lower as a 10. I love this feature.
I'm with it
I
so
love this
far,
feature
yeah.
dearly. It is really easy to put your expertise in persuasion and deception or deception, and then you just stop failing charisma, deception, or persuasion checks all the time. And as this character, you make it your job to solve as many problems as possible in that fashion because you don't fail those checks anymore. Because you're adding a base like plus 17 to all of them if we roll anything under a 9, right? Because you're going to like, 10 plus 11 or 12 or 14 or whatever. Very quickly gets out of hand at literally any table. It's easy to understand. You know what your job is. You perform your job well. Love it. Great feature. Powerful feature.
100% agree.
Additionally, we get unsettling words, so you can spin your words laced with magic that unsettle a creature and cause it to doubt itself. As a bonus action, you can expend a Bardic Inspiration die, choose a creature within 60 feet, roll the Bardic Inspiration die, it must subtract the rolled number from the next saving throw it makes before the start of your next turn. This may not read as debilitating. This is debilitating. This subtracts d8s, d10s, d12s from saber dice. This takes your saber dice that are completely and utterly backbreaking and goes, I want this to work. Bonus action, make you subtract a d10 off of it, and then slam, take a polymorph, take a banishment, take a whatever else. It's way more likely to work with this thing.
Yeah, all right, I can see that.
It's, again, very easy 1-2 punch. This really sets you up to be the debuffer more than the allied buffer. Your job isn't so much to like talk your friends up as it is to just completely and utterly devastate some creatures. Pairing this with stuff like Hypnotic Pattern or Fear, you're setting yourself up to have an amazing amount of success against the things you care about. It adds a level of consistency to the support role as Bard that you will be so pleased to have.
All right, so far so good.
Great stuff so far. Moving on to 6th level, we got Unfailing.
You were right in that I was underestimating unsettling words. I can see it now.
It's not hard for the feature to feel backbreaking, actually.
Yeah.
At level 6, we get Unfailing Inspiration. So at 6th level, your inspiring words are so persuasive that others feel driven to succeed. When a creature adds a Bardic Inspiration die to it, its ability check, attack roll, or saving throw, and the roll fails, the creature keeps the Bardic Inspiration die. This just should be baked into the base feature. It just should be. It feels so bad to make a check and be like, oh, we're on the edge, Bardic Inspiration die, and it's a 1. And now I've wasted my spell and attack. They've wasted their Bardic Inspiration die. Everyone's sad. This sucks. This game is stupid. I really think Unfailing Inspiration should just be default. I really hope it moves to be default in the next edition just to make less moments of, God, that was awful moments at the table. They can be fun. Sometimes they're fun. God, that was awful moments. I don't think wasting bardic inspiration dice is one of those moments. The failure will still feel awful, but at least you won't lose the d6 that your bard gets 4 of.
Yes.
I will say this feature you're not very incentivized to use because, man, you want to be using unsettling words like with all of your dice. But it's a nice little option if you still want to do some supporting things here or there. It's nice that because you're using like 3/5 of your dice on saving throws, the 2 that you do give out will get a success to happen eventually. Will be part of a successful roll at the end of the day. That's a nice little comfortable
Maybe,
cushion,
you
right?
know.
Fortunately, you get more things here though. You also get universal speech. At 6th level, you get the ability to make your speech intelligible to any creature. As an action, choose one or more creatures within 60 feet of you, up to a number equal to your charisma modifier. Those creatures magically understand you, regardless of the language you speak, for an hour. Once you use this feature, you can't again until you finish a long rest, or you expend any level spell slot to do it. Speech doesn't really
Ho-hum.
matter. Like, yeah, this is the ET translator device, right? I will
Yes,
say,
and you can speak to them that they can't speak back to you in a way that you can
yes,
understand. Yes.
correct. You make your speech intelligible to any creature. I do think they really left this very vague, which is to its credit, because it doesn't specify intelligence. It doesn't specify any elements that normally are there to like sort of reel these features in. This lets oozes understand you. This lets
That's true.
rats understand you. It lets literally any creature that can understand basic concepts understand your words. That has more merit to it than a lot of the other speech abilities do. I think this is a little bit better than tongues. I think this is a little bit better than comprehend languages in those similar circumstances. Now, do I usually want a whole feature for this? Not really. But it is a bonus that you get that will come up from time to time, and it does really play in right alongside the other eloquence features. You will be able to communicate, persuade, and charm not just people now, but anything. Right?
Well, you know what? You know what else? I mean, going back to the ooze, all right. It's an ooze. You know, even if you used some other kind of communicative tool, like, all right, it can understand you. Like, can you make this ooze understand complex thoughts?
No.
Are you
Just make it
sure?
understand.
Does it say that?
So it says it lets it. You make your speech intelligible to any creature.
Yes.
The creatures can magically understand you. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean they'll comprehend. It's like if someone was speaking English and physics at you. Yeah, I get
Wow.
the words that they're saying. They don't mean anything to me if they're talking about high level mathematics and stuff like that, right?
All right. Well, I tried. I was
But I
thinking
still think
you can make the ooze think about its evil ways. You know, I'm gonna stop cleaning up this evil lord's dungeon.
sure.
And
I think more likely you're gonna like persuade it that there's something tasty down that it can't see. And normally it can't understand you, so it would have no reason to have any belief in that. And it may not have any understanding of belief or lying and concepts of it. And this makes for very easy deception checks. If you find some completely idiot cockroaches that are giant and running wreaking havoc everywhere, communicating with the cockroaches and saying, "You all understand me, I am your overlord," make a deception check. Add plus 17 to that.
right.
Make it floor 10. All of a sudden, you're Lord of the Cockroaches. It's a really cohesive play pattern, I think.
Yeah, those can work together.
This is one of those rare subclasses, I think, that really got the nuances and the lunacy that is Dungeons and Dragons and the bold-faced bullshit you just spew at your DM as ideas, be like, this has to work. I will convince the gremlins that I am related to their mother, and this is the kind of subclass I love that for it. And this, I think, universal speech, I think, is a piece of that puzzle, is a way to really let dumb ideas thrive. Now, I don't think it's that powerful at most tables, but there will be moments for it at all tables where it'll do something, and I'm into that.
All right. Yeah, you've made a good case. I'm still not super excited about our level 6 features.
They're not, I agree. I don't think they're by any stretch the best reason to play this option, but I do think they are decent additions to your sheet.
Yeah.
We end with infectious inspiration. So at 14th level, when you successfully inspire someone, the power of your eloquence can now spread to someone else. When a creature within 60 feet of you adds a bardic inspiration die to its ability check, attack roll, or saving throw, and the roll succeeds, you can use your reaction to encourage a different creature other than yourself that you can hear within 60 feet giving it a bardic inspiration die without expending a bardic inspiration die. And you can use the reaction number times equal to your charisma modifier and get all back when you finish a long rest. So now you give one bardic inspiration die to the team and say, that's what you get, team. You get 5 of these because that's how many I get to move around. Use them. You won't lose them by rolling them poorly, so add them to any check you need to pass. And eventually I can bounce to the next person, eventually I can bounce to the next person, eventually I can bounce to the next person. The rest of them make things fail saving throws. And now you're kind of doing both the things that the bards want to do. You're spending one bardic inspiration die to give the whole team inspiration slowly over time, and the rest of your inspiration dies are making saber dies devastating. It's a great, powerful combination of abilities that come together to be this silver-tongued, fast-talking, really obnoxious to deal with saber die bard. I like it.
Yeah. All right. I mean, yeah. All right. I can see how it's powerful. Do you think it's 14th level capstone powerful?
It's 5 more uses of bardic inspiration. Yeah, I do.
All right. That's true.
That's 5 more d12s added to ability checks that can't, like, they won't be wasted, right? They will help something succeed, because if they use them and they don't succeed, they don't spend them. Bouncing that around. It's alongside full casting, right? It's alongside a 7 to 8 level spell slots, right? This is in a full caster class that also gets access to every spell in the game. It's also using unsettling words with the best saber dies that you could ask for, the best save based effects you could ask for that are empowered, right?
Okay, now you're starting to sell me. Now I'm starting to see.
This reads innocuous, I think. Outside of, like, oh wow, Silvertongue is absurdly good. I think that one's pretty obvious.
Yes.
The rest of this, there is a little bit of, like, obfuscation there. Once you see this in play, once it's doing its thing, every feature is happening every session routinely. You're seeing dice get passed around. You're seeing dice get never wasted. You're seeing saves be made debilitating. Even universal speech is coming up every encounter, because you'll find some dumb idiot that can't understand you, and now it can, and you could try to use Silvertongue on the dumbest creatures known to mankind. It plays really well. I love this option dearly. I think this is a resounding A for me. I'd recommend this to new bards all day, every day.
Oh man, this felt like solid C territory to me before we had this video. But am I gonna bump up 2 grades?
Every single feature does something, right?
Yeah,
like, even universal speech is a meaningful feature.
All right, you won me over with, reminding me that you're a full caster, casting a lot of saber dice, and these are all going to be stupendously more effective now. Okay, it is.
I love this thing.
Well, thank you for that education, Sam.
Happy to be here. And for everyone out there that thinks I hate everything, hey, I brought Bob up on something for once.
Yeah, you did. Very eloquent of you.
Thank you.
You fast talking guy. All right. That was College of Eloquence. I hope you were all satisfied with that video. Thank you, Sam, and thank you everyone for joining us. Let us know your thoughts on the College of Eloquence in the comments section below, and like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.